we've been here all day, pretty much, and we're working on getting the subframe connectors in here. These are the 10-man Fabrications subframe connectors. This is for the 71 to 73 version, and we managed to get them in there, slide them into the box tube here, and we went ahead and it says to weld all this up, but we went ahead and left a little hole down here, so that way when you're driving on a wet road or something like that and you got water coming up inside here and whatnot, it can drain out. So that's why we left those wide open. And you can see that we actually did some plug welding, a little bit different than what they recommend. They were wanting to make a big old hole here and a big old hole here. We just kind of made 3 big holes and plug welded it, and we also did it on the bottom as well. We got a little bit of grinding to do, but you know, whatever, we made it work. I'm very happy with it, without a doubt. These are, in my mind, the best subframe connectors you can get for a Mustang, in my opinion, just because of the fact that they are boxy, so they kind of match with the existing box frame that's already on the car, and they don't stick up too high. Because when you really look at it right here, so this is how high this front subframe box tube is, and it remains the same, and it kind of dips down right here a little bit. But I've seen some that are tubular and they come way out here. I mean, maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but they definitely hang down quite a bit. Kind of makes it look like you're going to be going skiing or something like that. But nonetheless, the rotisserie is working out exactly as we had intended it to. It's perfect for what we're doing. And we've got the subframe connectors in now. Oh, the other thing I should mention is that we had to actually take and grind this out because of the fact it was actually, there's this like lip that's right there, and it was holding these subframe connectors from actually sitting nice and flush right here to where we could actually weld that. So we ended up basically grinding those out, and I think what I'm going to end up doing is just probably taking a plate and putting RTV and just, you know, smashing it down over there and putting that on there. So it'll work. It'll seal it up, and if I ever need to pull them because I need to drain water, shouldn't be a problem. So at any rate, this is the next step that we had decided to take today. And the only thing left now to do with these subframe connectors is I did actually buy the optional drive shaft loop to put around the front of the drive shaft, and I have not installed that in yet because I need to install the transmission first to find out exactly where the drive shaft will stop or start. The main reason is because I'm going to be changing the engine most likely, so a lot of things are going to change, so I certainly don't want to just weld it in hoping that I got it right. And then the only other thing that we were going to do, if we were going to actually take and put like maybe a 1/4 inch thick, about 2 to 4 inch wide piece of flat metal under here, right here on the this is where the spot welds are for the seat brackets up on top, reinforcement brackets, and we were thinking about welding this plate that from here down here all the way through here, clear over to the center of the tunnel. And that way they would really, you know, strengthen the frame a whole lot, because right now there's still the ability kind of sort of to flex between here and back there because this isn't tied anywhere. But if we were to tie it right here into this seat structure right there, definitely going to be very solid at that point. So now I have a perfect place to definitely put a lift or jacks underneath this thing without bending things. And as you can see, some people have actually tried to put jacks or whatever underneath here and has bent things up. And there's no reason to put a jack on the drip rail anymore either, because we've got this nice solid place to grab a hold of. So now, not only have we welded in the subframes to the rear subframe and inside here to the front subframe, we have now actually put a connection plate right here in the floor. And so this connection plate is basically I think we went 4 inches wide here, which is a lot wider than I think they gave me like 2 inch 1.5 strip plate here is what they gave me, but I went with 4-inch because I thought it would be really good. As you know, you see this little hump right here, so it fits right there perfectly, and it goes clear over here. You get more surface area that way, and it really does a good job of connecting in to the entire floor there. And when we walk over to the other side, you can see in here, this is the seat structure right here. And the seat structure, you can see where the weld is really close to this. So we've done a really good job of actually tying right here where the floor is extra thick because of this. The seat structure here is actually, you know, spot welded to the floor right there, and then you put that plate underneath there and weld it right next to it, and then I think the other one be about right here, the other weld. So it's tied in a perfect spot. I think if you can remember before, there were some places down there where you could actually see the seat structure was cracked. And so probably, you know, again, from all the years of you know, flex and torquing and whatnot, but now we definitely have it set up really well. And then of course we welded that in to the actual subframe itself. So now you can also see just slightly how I actually bent this just a little bit, so that because the floor has this little kink right here, so that way it would sit really nice and flat here and nice and flat there. And then the other thing that we did is we actually sprayed a weldable primer before we started. You can kind of see, let's see, I guess it's kind of hard to see, but it was, we sprayed this, you can see a little bit right there, it's black, and we sprayed this weldable primer on top of the floor pan, and then we also sprayed the weldable primer on the back side of these plates here before we actually put those plates on there and welded them up solid. That's just, you know, again, do as much as we possibly can to keep it from, you know, rusting inside out over the course of, who knows now. I mean, my guess is that those plates are going to be in there long after I'm gone. So that's the update that we have here for the 1971 Mustang project. Thanks again for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll be catching you guys later.